is so good. I forgot how good it was. I forgot how fun it was and how the soundtrack just enhances this movie. Also, learning about the Middle Ages for my personal curriculum. So this was fitting. 14th century takes a rocking new twist in a Knight's Tale, a stylish, exciting, action-packed adventure starring Heath Ledger. From acclaimed director Brian Hegland. Heath Ledger is William Thatcher, a peasant squire who breaks all the rules when he... I have tape over this because like the cover was coming off, so I can't really read that, but William dreams of becoming the world champion of the extremist of sports. They do like jousting. Anyway, the whole thing is about him wanting to become, this world famous jouster. Is that the right word? Now that I'm saying that, that sounds weird, but he's also falling in love with somebody that's above his rank in this like caste system. It's great. It's comedy, I guess, right? It's a historical comedy. Okay. And then Misery. This looks so old, and I don't know if it's supposed to look old or if it really was that old. But this is Misery with James Caan and Kathy Bates. Now, I am not big on Stephen King books or movies, but this one does it for me. This one, Kathy Bates, a heart-stopping psychological thriller. This Academy Award-winning film is one of the best horror movies ever adapted from a Stephen King story. This unforgettable film will draw you into a harrowing gameplay between two cunning minds. Chris brought up Trading Places because, like, in the book, it was Trading Places was in theaters, and he was like, "Oh, we have to go because Jamie Lee Curtis is in it, and she's topless in it." So that was in the book that I was reading, and then I saw this the same day at that library sale, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's a sign! Let's grab it." Okay, now we are going to get into the books, and we have Amy Tan's Saving Fish from Drowning. Saving Fish from Drowning. I have not read an Amy Tan, but a lot of my favorite booktubers love Amy Tan's books. So, Saving Fish from Drowning. So when I saw one for 50 cents, I was like, now is the time. It's Reader's Circle. I don't know what Reader's Circle is. San Francisco art patron B.B. Chen has planned a journey of the senses along with famed Burma Road for 11 lucky friends. But after her mysterious death, B.B. watches aghast from her ghostly perch as the travelers veer off her itinerary and embark on a trail paved with cultural gaffes, Gaffec, that's a new word to me, and tribal curses, Buddhist illusions, and romantic desires. On Christmas morning, the tourists cruise across a misty lake and disappear with picaresque characters and mesmerizing imagery. Saving Fish from Drowning gives us a voice as idiosyncratic, sharp, and affectionate as the mothers of the Joy Luck Club. That felt like a tongue twister. So we'll see. It sounds like kind of a Christmas time read. And then we've got a Sherry Lapino. I love a Sherry Lapino. I fly through them. These are the kind of books that I like to take to work and read on my break because I fly. I can finish one just on my breaks at work in a week. Everyone here is lying. Everyone here is lying. You know what? I think I read this. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I read this one. She has so many books. But I would read it again, honestly, because I forgot. Welcome to Stanhope, a safe neighborhood, a place for families. On the surface, William Muller is a family man, but he's having an affair that ended horribly this afternoon at a motel up the road. When he returns to his house, devastated and angry to find his difficult 9-year-old daughter, Avery, unexpectedly home from school, William loses his temper. Hours later, Avery's family declares her missing. Suddenly, Stanhope doesn't feel so safe, and William isn't the only one on his street who's hiding alive. As witnesses come forward with information that may or may not be true, his neighbors become increasingly unhinged. Yes, I remember now. It is really good. But now I think I remember too much. So I'll probably just give this to my coworkers. We share books a lot, so. This one was recommended, and it is Maggie O'Farrell's The Marriage Portrait, and the joy it brings when somebody recommends you a book and then you see it for 50 cents or whatever, super cheap. I read Hamnet. I hate these covers that do this though, like the shorter cover. Anyways, Hamnet. I loved Hamnet. I still have to finish the movie. The book was great. Okay, Florence, 1550s. Lucrezia, third daughter of the Grand Duke, is comfortable with her obscure place in the palazzo, free to wander its treasures, observe its clandestine workings, and devote herself to her own artistic pursuits. But when her older sister dies on the eve of her wedding to the ruler of Ferrara, Modena, and Reggio, Lucrezia is thrust unwittingly into the limelight. The Duke is quick to request her hand in marriage, and her father is just as quick to accept on her behalf. Having barely left the girlhood behind, Lucrezia must now enter an unfamiliar court, whose customs are opaque and where her arrival is not universally welcomed. Perhaps the most mystifying of all is her new husband himself, Alfonso. Is he the playful sophisticate he appears to be before their wedding, or the aesthete? I don't know what an aesthete is either. Happiest in the company of artists and musicians, or the ruthless politician before whom even his formidable sisters seem to tremble. So that, I love this cover. show it to you guys, but now I lost it. There it is. Okay.